Hello everyone, this is a video on how to install and set up the Patrol Shift Bid Scheduler for version 1.0. It doesn't really require that many installations or programs. All we really need is WAMP server minimally. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go to google.com and we're going to search for WAMP server. Now it should be the first link that comes up. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And I'm going to scroll down to where it says downloads, and I'm gonna download the 64-bit version because I'm running 64-bit operating system. And we're gonna go to where it says download directly. I'm gonna go ahead and click there. It's gonna redirect me to another link. We're gonna wait for this timer to run out, and then the download should pop up. And here we are. I'm gonna go ahead and save it. It's gonna download, and we'll carry on once the download is complete. So once the program has been downloaded, you can go ahead and open up the installer. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And we're just going to go and follow the steps when the installer finishes loading. Now, really quick before we do that, WAMP server, it stands for Windows, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. So the server runs on a Windows environment using an Apache server, and it uses MySQL and PHP. So this server will not run if you're not running it on a Windows environment. So anyways, let's go ahead and carry on with the installation. So I'm going to click OK. I'm going to accept the agreement. I'm going to click where I want to install it. I'm going to name this, I would leave it how it's currently named. I'm just going to add _1 because I already have a WAMP64 server set up. So I'm going to click on next. I'm going to click on install. And yeah, just let it complete. Okay, so the installer has finished, and it's asking us if we want to add another program as a default browser, and we're just going to go ahead and hit no. The same thing is going to happen for notepad.exe. We're just going to go ahead and click no, and we're just going to let it finish up. Okay, now once it's finally done, we get some more information. We're just going to click on next, and we're going to click on finish. So now we have our server installed. So if we go to my PC, we're going to go to the C drive. We should see a folder called WAMP64. WAMP64 is an old WAMP server that I had set up. WAMP64_1 is the one that I just created. So we're just going to go ahead and open up that folder. The www folder is where we're going to install or drop in our project from a Git repository. So I'm going to go and open up that folder, and I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to name it SFSC. We're going to open up the SFSC folder, and now we need to drop in the content of our project here. So I'm going to go ahead and visit my Bitbucket repository, and I'm going to download the content of the master branch. Going to go ahead and click download. I already downloaded it in advance, so I'm just going to go ahead and open up the zip file, and I'm going to copy all the files, and I'm going to paste them into the SFSC folder. And we're just going to give some time to extract. So when all the files have been extracted successfully, now is almost time to open up the web server application. But before we do that, it's important that you have certain programs installed, and those programs are the C++ redistributable packages. So currently I'm looking up the redistributable keyword for the applications that I have installed, and we can see here that I currently have the 2008, 2010, 2012, 13, and 17 versions of the redistributables. If you don't have those, I would just Google for any for all these applications and go through the installation process. If you don't download and install these distributable packages, then the web server application will not run. Now, it doesn't take that long to download all the redistributables. It is a pretty repetitive process, and it was the case in my Windows environment that it didn't come with these packages installed, and so whenever I tried to run the WAMP server application, it wasn't running correctly, and it was giving me several errors. So with that said, now we can go ahead and run the WAMP server application. So I'm going to visit the C drive, and I'm going to open up the WAMP server folder that I created, and where it says WAMP manager, I'm going to run the application, and I'm going to give it some time. And in the notification icon or area, I should see the WAMP server icon. I'm going to go ahead and left click it, and I'm going to click start all services, and I'm going to give it some time. And now if I go to my browser and I visit the localhost URL, I should see this page saying that the application or the server is running. We can see some information. We can see that we're running PHP version 7.3, which isn't the version that we run for our project. So we're going to go ahead and change that in a second. We can see that we have our project, which is the SFSC, and that's about it. So let's go ahead and change the version of the PHP version. So we're going to go to the WAMP server application. We're going to left click here and hover over PHP. We're going to hover over version, and we're going to change it to version 5.6.4, and we're going to give it some time. It might even reset. So we're just going to wait for the icon to turn green, and we're going to refresh this page, and it should say that we're using PHP version 5.6 now, which is what we want. So now we're going to try to visit the website. So we're going to go to localhost, and the sub-URL is the name of the folder that we created, which is SFSC. Now we're going to visit it, but it's not going to work because it's going to try to access the database, which hasn't been set up yet. So let's go ahead and set up the database now. We're just going to open up a new tab, visit localhost /php myadmin, and we're going to log in as the root, and by default the root in this case from the WAMP server settings, it has no password, so we're going to go ahead and click OK, and we should see in a second the databases that we have set up. So we have these default databases that was created when we installed the WAMP server. We're going to go ahead and create a new one, and we are going to name it Shift Scheduler. And we're going to click OK, or create, sorry. Now the database has been created, but the tables haven't yet been created. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And the way we create the tables is by visiting the URL localhost / SFSC and then calling migrate, and we're gonna go ahead and click enter, and now it's just creating all the tables for us, and it does take some time, so we're just gonna wait for it to finish. Once all the tables have been created, you should now see some weird message. And if we go to PHP My Admin and then visit the Shift Scheduler database, we can see from the structure of the database that the tables have been created, and the tables they haven't been populated with any values. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. We're gonna go to localhost SFSC / migrate, and we're gonna append /populate with v0.5 data, and then we're gonna click enter. And this is just gonna input the tables with information or test values that we created in advance, and we're just gonna let it finish up, and it looks to be done. So if we go back to PHP My Admin and visit the Shift Scheduler database, or let's go ahead and reload the page, we can see that the rows have been populated with test values. So now that we've added all the test data into our database, we can go ahead and visit our website and see what it looks like. So I'm gonna open up a new tab, and I'm gonna go to localhost / SFSC, and I'm gonna press enter, and here we are in the page. And if you want to log into an account and explore the website a little bit, you can go ahead and do that. We have currently an admin account set up in the database, and his information is admin@example.com, and his password is admin. I'm gonna log in, and we got taken to a temporary page, and from here you can go ahead and explore the website. So that's about it for the installation and setup that's required to get the website up and running. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.